Good day to you and welcome to Becoming Beautiful You. I am Latricia Renee, and on this channel we blend fragrances and lifestyle. Today I want to share with you 5 fragrances that I love to pull for when it's winter weather. And this winter season is in full effect. We have had snow, we have had sleet, we have had ice, and we've had them all at the same time here recently. So I'm going to share this moment with you, and hopefully you'll find something in this selection that you don't already have, then maybe you can consider getting in the future when the time is right. I'm going to start off in no particular order with the one that's nearest to me, which happens to be the one from Aromatix. This is called XXandal. This is a very, very, very strong vanilla fragrance. So even if you love vanilla, you want to approach the bench very carefully with this one. This is a collaboration between French Avenue and Manib here on YouTube. And this fragrance is, many have described it, you might have already heard, many have described this fragrance as being a slap across the face. While I don't disagree, I'll take it a step further and say it is a backslap, a double backslap across the face. This fragrance, believe it or not, is vanilla tiered all throughout, top, middle, and base. What I get the most for this though is the chocolate truffle. It's unbelievable. I think that's one of the middle notes, but that's what I get the most prominent in this fragrance. Definitely the vanilla, but what sticks with me the most, even with the cap being secured on this bottle, my nose is picking up very strongly on that chocolate truffle. It is absolutely magnificent. I love it. It is strong. It's able to cut through even the Arctic blast that might come through when you're wearing your coat and your scarf. One of my sons got a whiff of this and fell in love with it. And I said, well, go ahead and get it. I will purchase another bottle. You can have mine. So I had to replenish this one very quickly because this will for always be in my collection. If you don't already have it, consider getting it, but this is not your typical vanilla. It does have some kick to it. It's got a little spice. It does have sweetness because vanilla can be sweet. This is not the Candy Rock Sugar vanilla. This is not the cotton candy vanilla. This is the kind of vanilla goes, psh, ready or not, here I come vanilla. And I absolutely love it. Can't get enough of it. This fragrance, many would probably say don't wear it in the summer. I would wear it in the summer. I would just spray lightly, but for me, this is all year round, all season. All-wheel drive. Next. This next fragrance I want to share with you by honorable mention. It is not one of those that I was including in the lineup per se, but I want to make sure I shared it with you because I actually wore it on my birthday, which is in December. And this fragrance is from Elyon Dubai from Curly Fragrance here on YouTube. And hold on just a second. Everybody's at home. Hold on. It's so funny trying to record a video when everybody's at home. I love it when everyone's at home. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's just that it is always at the most inopportune times when you're trying to hit record and get it done. Anyway, let me go ahead and push forward before somebody calls my name again. This next fragrance is from Elyon Dubai and Curly Fragrance. I wore this fragrance on my birthday, which was in December, and it was very, very cold then. A little bit colder now, but certainly no slouch then. And this is Aria. Now, if you've seen anything about Curly Fragrance describing this fragrance, first of all, it sat for 35 months. The oil concentration in this fragrance alone is just enough to do a video all by itself. What I do want to say is, she says, and has said many times, one spray. One spray, and that'll do you. Wow. Y'all know I love to overspray, so I thought, oh no, I'm going to do a spray maybe on my mid-back, but I'm also going to do 2 here, 2 here. One of the most fundamental instructions we can get, ladies and gentlemen, is to simply follow the instructions that we're given. And I didn't do that. I was hard-headed. My mother used to tell me a hard head make a soft behind, but she used a different choice of words. You get my drift. This fragrance, no joke, or one spray is all that you need. Before I could leave the house, I was trying to get a scarf, a shawl, something to wrap around myself to kind of mute the scent because it was just Woof. Beautiful fragrance, beautiful. So don't get me wrong. Yes, it was very strong. I just didn't follow the instructions. You really did only need to have one spray. If you haven't already tried this, one spray will suffice. This bottle will last me a very long time simply because of that. She let it sit for a reason, not because it looked so pretty. She knew what she was doing, and I thought I knew what I was doing. So should Aria, Infinity, Himeros, those are the other two. They're all branded to be unisex. This is just, in my nose, it smells more like the feminine side of the unisex fragrances that she has. Infinity will be in my collection at some point because I'm still in my no-buy. Himeros is rock solid masculine and a little more muscle than I would care to wear. But I'm telling you, you only need one spray. One good spray will do you, and it will last through everything you even think you want to do. Next, let me introduce this next fragrance by suggesting it is something that is probably looked at as being strong enough for a man and absolutely enjoyed by a woman. Has anyone out there ever had a tomahawk steak? If you have not ever had a tomahawk steak or even seen one, I want you to know they are gigantic. They are an exceptional cut of meat, and you know it specifically if they cut that bone where you can hold it like a handle. That's a tomahawk. They are gigantic. Can be shared with two people. Your man, your woman, y'all can share this. I'm telling you, it is absolutely fantastic because it says, I'm here. You get a tomahawk, I want one too. I'm here. I can handle it. That's everything that Mashrabya is made of. And it was fashioned after Kilian's Smoking Hot. I have a discovery set for Kilian. I purchased it earlier in my fragrance journey, and I remember smelling Smoking Hot, and it didn't give me an impression at that time to be something I would want to purchase at that time. Had I smelled it more recently, I might think differently, but and no rush, because I have Lattafa and I have Mashrabya. Take a look at this bottle, y'all. Absolutely gorgeous. This bottle, I wish you could feel it. It's heavy. It's got a solid weight to it. And every time I see this bottle, I think about Diamond Hansu. You know who Diamond Hansu is? He's an actor, absolutely magnificent, solid brother. He looks just like this bottle. Beautiful black presence, absolutely stunning and unmistakable. Look at the tiles on this. If you look at the back of it, look at the back of this, you see the individual tiles. These are all textured. They're soft and rubbery to the touch, and they all have a very unique design, very much like the hieroglyphics that you would find on the Egyptian walls. This is just so gorgeous throughout. The entire bottle is just a solid presentation, and it is the kind of fragrance that is branded to be unisex, but I will say this is for the ladies. Don't mind standing with the brothers, okay? Girls, if you're the kind that wants the cherry on the top, if you're the kind that wants a little confectioner sugar on the cake, tiptoe to this one, because this is not that. It is everything on the other side of the table. And I think if you give yourself a chance to think outside the box, you might really love it. This will for always be in my collection. It is in high tower proportions. I can't even imagine smelling Kilian's Smoking Hot. I might get angry. I might get angry if I smell it. So I think I'm going to stick with Mashrabya, and comment and let me know if you have it or if you've been considering getting it. I'm not going to tell you to rush out and get it. I wish you could get a sample, but the closest likeness I could suggest for this would be to go ahead and try Kilian's Smoking Hot. And if you like the scent of that, it's not a guarantee, but there's a good chance that you will certainly enjoy the likeness of this, because I'm not looking anywhere else, not looking any further. Next. Getting back to my countdown of 5 fragrances, I want to share this next fragrance with you because it is lactonic. So if you don't like milky, if you don't like lactonic, this particular fragrance might not be your first choice. However, The good thing is that they do have 3 different versions available to you. They have a personal, they have an expressive, and they have a bold. And I'm talking about commodity, and this is commodity milk. Not much of this left in my bottle, if you can see it. I did actually go ahead and repurchase a follow-up bottle to this last year before my no-buy began, so it is in my reserve. This fragrance, oh my goodness, it projects so lovely. Usually I will pair this with Dead Cool Extra Milk, or I might put Taskine Marina with it. Once upon a time I actually wore Blanche Bette with it because I really wanted a whole milky experience, and I'm telling you, the projection was unreal. It was about 15 feet. I was getting my flu shot, and the ladies at CVS in the lab were saying, oh my gosh, what did that smell? And we had a great conversation about it. If you can handle lactonic fragrances and you just don't want it to be in your face, then I would suggest trying the personal. This does come with a personal version, and that's the one that's meant to sit more closely to you. It is more of an individual experience. It's not going to project at all. Maybe someone that shares your personal space or is allowed to get into your personal closeness like that right in this area, they will be able to enjoy the fragrance right along with you. However, otherwise, it's not meant to project because it's meant to be a personal experience. The Expressive is my favorite because it's going to project. It's not necessarily going to be a full room filler, but it will take its space up in the room. You will smell it, absolutely. And I always get compliments every time I wear it. The bold is going to be much stronger, and that is a room filler. Keep in mind, when you get the bold, the way that this smells and the way you might enjoy the personal, if you look at the notes on the bold, typically they have to put something different in the base notes to give it the longevity and the power that it needs to be the room-filling fragrance that a bold fragrance of this magnitude would give. That means it might not smell the same way as the Expressive. As a matter of fact, I've tried the bold and I didn't dislike it, but it didn't smell anything like a replica of this in a stronger version. It is its own fragrance. And I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to add it to my collection. So I'm saying that to you. If you've fallen in love with be it the personal or the expressive, if you're looking for a stronger version of either one of those, or even a lighter version of the bold, it's going to be different between the 3 variations because they have to measure the amount of ingredients, the level of where they place the ingredients. I mean, there's so many different things that go into the technological aspects of creating a fragrance. And I want you to understand it's going to be different. And that's why they give you 3 different peaks of enjoyment for you to choose from. I absolutely choose the Expressive. This is my 2nd bottle, so I have my 3rd in my reserve, and it'll be staying there for a little while because I'm not quite ready to splash the rest of this on. So it will hold you through the winter months, trust. Next. I didn't realize they changed the design on the bottle until I went to look up the notes. So I have the original bottle that I'm going to share with you. However, in keeping with the winter fragrances lineup, this one has 3 ingredients: praline accord, centrifolia rose, and oud wood. I'm talking about Oud Bouquet from Lancome, and here's my bottle. This is the original bottle design. Now I will post the picture of the new one. It's quite a surprise. This bottle was such an allure to me. Just the gold plating on it alone, the mirrored image is just so exquisite. I love this fragrance. Now, when I first began my journey, I wasn't ready for Oud Bouquet, primarily because of the word oud. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now. And if you're familiar with Middle Eastern fragrances, then you'll know. If you've heard a few content creators, they have compared this to Shaghaf Oud Elixir. It's in a gold bottle. I don't have Shaghaf Oud Elixir. I've heard that they are very much one and the same. And be that as it may, I wanted this bottle on my dresser. I have it now, and I'm not looking back. Look how much fragrance I have not used. Look how much fragrance has not been used. And I've had this bottle for quite some time. You just don't need a lot of it. You don't need 3 sprays tops. I would say 3 sprays. This fragrance, it's going to stay with you at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's going nowhere. That is my experience. When I put this on, it is with me for the day. I don't need to top off. And in fact, I don't. And you know I love to top off. When I'm wearing Oud Bouquet, This is my dining partner all day long. I don't need anything else. And while you could, why? I mean, it's kind of like going to a TED Talk session and you have a speaker on the stage presenting to the audience, but there's two of them. Nothing wrong with that, but why? Why would you want to have two? All is sufficient with just Oud Bouquet. It's going to project, it's going to cut through the snow, the ice, the Arctic blast, the sleet, the rain, and all things in between. This is going to hold you, ladies and gentlemen. Would I say it's all season? That would depend on how you spray. Because I love this fragrance so much, I would make it all season, but then it just depends on where you're going. You don't want to force a fragrance upon anyone. Like if you're going to somewhere sensitive like a hospital, bedside, or a wake or a funeral service, a wedding, a christening, something like that. I wouldn't go in there loud. And you don't have to use your voice to be loud because this fragrance will do all the talking for you. You need not say anything if you're wearing Oud Bouquet. All right? Okay. Next. Last and certainly not least, because I do plan to do a part 2 of my winter fragrances because I have quite a bit in my collection that will certainly fit the requirements of the weather that we're currently experiencing. This next house has had its round of, I'll say, an emotional response here on YouTube. When I did my first no buy quite some time ago, I know I did it like a 6-month pause from YouTube. I didn't watch the videos. I didn't do any shopping. I did a lot of different things to just keep my mind off of fragrance, and I'll get into that in a separate conversation. When I returned, though, it was quite a bit of an uproar around this particular house, and I suspect I might know what it's about. While I'm not going to get into any of that, I will say that's unfortunate. Caveat being, if our private thoughts were made public, if our true opinions about each other and about some things, people, and places, we might not have a lot of the friends that we have, or certainly not have the relationship with family that we have. So, again, I don't know what the misgivings are, and on this channel we talk about fragrance and lifestyle, so I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm just simply saying when you see the fragrance in the house, you will understand. If you know, then you know, as they say. This is the House of Sillage Tiara. Warm, gourmand, floral fragrance. The House of Sillage is still one of the most exquisite experiences I've ever had in my fragrance journey. The Swarovski crystals. Just the cap alone, the design of the bottles can be so ornate and so elaborate. You have the signage inside of the bottle, House of Sillage there. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, right about there. You see the inscription of the name and the house on there, and then you have the hand-painted French glass on the bottle. It's a beautiful experience. This fragrance is another powerhouse. It's going to require very little sprays, maybe 4. You don't really need much more than that. I don't ever top off. I don't carry decants, and I've got the House of Sillage on. I just spray it, and it is there for the day. When my day begins, and then when my day ends, and I disrobe. That's how long this fragrance will stay with me, as well as one other that I have in my collection, Passion d'Amour. That was the first purchase I made from the House of Sillage, and another exquisite find. Just a beautiful, beautiful experience. So despite whatever your misgivings may or may not be with the house, the fragrance is good, and it will for always be in my collection, and I absolutely would repurchase Tiara again and again and again. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will round out this first edition of Winter Weather Fragrances. Please share with me your favorites. Share with me what you would like to see. I think in my next lineup, I'm going to include more Middle Eastern fragrances because, believe it or not, the majority of my fragrance collection is Middle Eastern. I have some niche, I have some designer, but the majority, hands down, Middle Eastern, and I absolutely love it. So share with me your favorites. Give me some feedback on this. If you're enjoying my channel and the different videos that you've seen, including this one, please consider giving it a thumbs up so that YouTube can understand that you're enjoying it, and they will continue to share this video and others with more fragrance lovers like yourself. So take good care, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. We're done.